Hey, welcome to Money Life Invest YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about 6 steps to to be successful in investing. So I've been making some videos about my general thoughts on investing, latest market trends, what are the experts have to say. Having said this, it is important that if you want to be successful, there are certain traits that you need to have. So I just want to talk about this, and I believe this is essential. So if you're wondering why you were not successful in the past, I hope this video has some takeaways that you can relate to yourself, and then perhaps you can improve on it. I believe these are very key. These are something like my um, uh, personal understanding on how to be successful. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So before I want to go into this, I wanted to show you this. Uh, the rope walking. I grew up in India, where if you go in the street, people who doesn't have a lot of money, they use they display this skill by walking on the rope to collect money. Now, I've always wondered, how can they do it, right? Now, why am I talking about rope walking? We were talking about 6 steps of investing, and all of a sudden, I jumped into rope walking. I feel investing, we can, there are certain traits and characteristics in rope walking that we can attribute to investing, and then I believe you can learn from it. So, for example, this gentleman is walking on this rope. Now, the first thing comes to anyone's mind is the fear, the aspect of fear. So, if you want to be successful, you need to conquer that fear. So, now we will get to that successful steps, but that's number one. And then he or she needs to, like, while, to be successful in rope walking, they have to conquer the fear. They have to have that patience. They cannot, like, jump from the starting point to the end point. They have to have that patience. They have to have a clear strategy, and and then even if you're getting into the almost in the middle, you cannot rush. You need to stick to your basics. See, for example, this gentleman was rushing and he's kind of losing his balance. So, so this is exactly similar, and these traits can be applicable to investing. So what are these? So, to again, coming back to 6 steps of success, 6 steps to be successful in investing. Conquer fear. um See, a lot of people, like, while I was growing up in India, like, people feel that stock market, you lose a lot of money. I believe even in a lot of developed countries, like, if I'm in Canada right now. I speak with a lot of my colleagues. They are engineers, but they still, they have that fear when it comes to investing in the stock market, right? They feel like it's all like rigged, or somehow like not fair. So there is, they always feel chances of losing money is high. See, so just to give you an idea, so think about somebody who just starts investing today. You see, if they just have a look at S&P 500, year to date, it has lost almost 17.65%, and and you're asking somebody who's getting started, hey, you know what? Let's go and invest in S&P 500, like in index. They would say the first question comes to their mind is, well, it dropped almost 17, 18%, and are you out of your mind? You want me to go and invest in this one? I might as well go and invest in high interest saving account. In a North America, typical not high interest savings account yields anywhere like 1.5 to 2%, right? So I'm guaranteed. Why would I invest like in S&P 500, which already lost last like 18%, and there is no guarantee I will get anything. So what does that mean? What is the takeaway from all of this? Like walking in the rope, where I said, like, conquering the fear is the key. So similarly, if you have to be successful in investing, the first step is to conquer fear, right? Meaning meaning like, let's say, like the third step where you are coming up with a strategy. Okay, I'm going to invest on this. Let's say it can be like CDs, or you know mutual funds, or stocks, or bonds, or like uh, cryptocurrencies, whichever may be it. The first thing what I'm trying to say is to conquer the fear. What is the conquering the fear means? Meaning, like, understand what you're trying to get into, right? So how do you go about doing that? The basic thing is to educate yourself, right? Like, for example, let's say now you understand that, okay, I think let's say I'm a beginner investor, and I feel like I cannot make a lot of money by parking my money in a simple high interest savings account, and I want to go and invest in stock market, or passive funds like index funds. The first thing for me is to understand what I'm trying to do, right? So, like, if I want to invest in the passive funds, what is it all about? What am I trying to get at? What are the risks involved? I try to understand. I understand that this may be intimidating for a lot of people. Why? You know what? I don't have time for all of this, but but if this again depends on your investing strategy, which we come to it shortly. If you It really depends on your investing strategy. So let's say if your investing strategy is on passive investment strategies such as index funds or ETFs that is tracking the index, then how do you conquer fear? You educate yourself. You listen to a podcast, or you go and watch YouTube channels which are similar in that nature. I think this is another misconception. A lot of people think that, okay, I cannot find these resources easily. So, coming back to that rope walking strategy, nothing is easy. So, conquering fear means there is a like amount of effort it requires to spend and understand what are the resources out there, and understand, and then getting yourself familiarized with it, right? So now that once you conquer the fear, I think that that's a major step, major hurdle, I would say most of the investor face. I think that itself is a is the topmost point. I would say, like, that's why I put that as the number one, because once you conquer the fear conquer the fear, and you understand what it takes to invest, basically you understand the risks involved, I think half of the job is done, I would say. Now, once so therefore, like, that's why I kept that one as the top one and top step. The second step is to be no debt. So what I mean by here, no debt is, of course, everyone will have debts, right? Like you can have a reasonable amount of debts, that's fine. But here, when I say no debt, here I'm focusing on, you know, credit card interest, like which is like 30%, 19% in Canada, like 30% or 30% in some of the credit card are, very easy. You can have a debt, but you don't you should think about, is it worth investing that money? Rather I would pay off my debts, right? High interest debt. So the first step is to pay off all the high debts and keep as low as your debt as low as possible, right? Like some people may have, like, like a student loan or whatever, right? That may be like bigger chunk, that takes longer time to get rid of. But I understand across the world, student loans may be less interest when compared to, this credit card loans. So I'm saying, when I say here no debts, you can have debt, but don't try to keep the high debt, like a high interest debts, right? Pay it off. So try to keep your debt to low as possible and get rid of the high interest debts. Third, third to me is simple investing strategy. So a lot of people, this again, this even though I say this one is a third one, but it can be first along with conquering fear, because y- y- first of all, you need to have a strategy in place. What am I going to invest? What is my goal? How long I'm going to invest? And what are the vehicles that I'm going to invest, right? So here, when I say simple investing strategy, I what I'm saying is, a lot of people tend to complicate it, especially when I'm talking about the investors who gets into stock markets, right? Like, okay, I want to get into these securities, blah blah blah. Oh, okay, I can do make money by options trading, like, why can't I buy, like, levered ETFs like three times S&P 500? Listen, my suggestion to all those investors out there is, keep your investing very simple, right? Stick to a simple investing strategy. Okay, like like what, we will get to that, what Mr. Warren Buffett says. So Warren Buffett always says, you need to have a simple, he only invests in things that he understands well. So how can you relate this to yourself? You have to have a simple philosophy, right? Like, okay, somebody is doing making a lot of money in options. Okay, let me also do that. No. So basically, coming back to what a simple investing philosophy means, just create a plan that works for you, that you understand well, that you can understand the risks involved. Don't try to, keep your investing strategy open and then, adjust to it. Make it simple. Let's say, for example, I want to invest in a passive funds. Okay, just keep it to that. Don't try to mix and match everything. Maybe after a while, once you get little more sophisticated, you understand a lot of things, perhaps you can start to, do little bit, like you can buy little more securities. But again, you need to have a strategy. Okay, maybe I will, like, of the 100%, 90% would be invested in the passive funds and the 10% would be invested in the securities, just to make it a little bit more interesting, right? And then fourth one is being disciplined. So the discipline is very important. So this is all again related to the investing strategy. So you need to have, once you come up with a strategy, you need to stick with it, right? That's the key. You need to stick with it. You need to follow through until you reach your goal. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult. And then determination. So oftentimes, like this year, you saw the market is you see that market is almost down 18%. These are situation where it will make you to rethink your strategy. You will think that, is it really worth for me to go invest this? Should I change my strategy? Oh, I see like crypto assets are making a lot of money. Okay, let me go and do it. And this is where I'm coming back to the strategy. See, like this gentleman coming, he is sticking to the, let's think about it. He's sticking to the strategy, but like in the middle, he's trying to digress. It's very difficult when you're walking on a rope. You need to stick to the plan. You need to be concentrated. You need to be disciplined to reach to your destination. Similarly, in the investing, once you have a strategy, you know best thing one can do is sticking to it and be determined, right? No matter what comes, right? Like, so coming back to the S&P 500, even though this year it's down like 18%, if you think historically, it's up like 51%. So I hope your investing strategy is not like short term. You're going to invest for like 5 to 10 years. So therefore, like, you shouldn't be worried about everyday market fluctuations. See, even though I'm talking about, like markets, so I'm thinking most of the investor would be interested in understanding this, on how you apply this to stock market. So therefore, speaking to that. Uh, so so you can see, like, if your strategy should be for long term, and and then sticking to it, no matter, you know there is a downfall. Everything has a timeline, everything has a goal. You need to stick with it to see how it goes, right? So that's where the research comes in. Before you start investing, you research enough, before you invest, right? It's not like after you invest, oh, maybe I need to go and invest in crypto. My friends are making like 10x, 15x. But guess what? Crypto market is down like crazy, like almost 60, 70%. So so if you look at crypto markets, so for example, Bitcoin, um, year to date, it's down like 65%, right? So last, if you compare, like, it's worse. Like, even though 5 years it has gone up, similar to S&P 500, but let's say, like, if you invested in 2021 peak, and then it has gone like 71% down. So yes, like, let's say, like, for example, 2021, if you have invested in that, you would have made like maybe, you know 10-15%, like, or more than that, right? Um, let's say, uh, 5 years. So if you think about here, it was like 41,000, and here it's like 76. So maybe, like, you know uh, so it's roughly, let's say, 25% increase between 2021 to 2022. Yes. And in the same time, in the stock market, let's say if we go back to S&P 500, 2021, where is 2021? So if you look at 2021, so let's say, like, same, it may have not gone much up that much, right? Like, it maybe like 5-7%, right, in the market, in the S&P 500, compared to crypto market, where it would have gone like 25 times, right? Now it will be very hard for someone to stick to that philosophy, your initial investing philosophy at that time, right? Oh, my friends are making like 25 times. I'm like stupid. Invested in S&P 500. But guess what? Like, crypto market is down like It's so year to date, 65% when compared to S&P 500, it's only down like 18%. So some assets risk to reward is higher, right? So you need to understand that. So that's why when you create your investing strategy, in my view, keep it simple. You don't need to complicate with cryptos and whatnot. Just make it simple. The reason I'm suggesting to keep it simple because you can then stick to it. More complicated, you know, lot of lot of time, the chances are you won't be sticking to it because you cannot follow it. If it is very complicated, you cannot follow it. So think about writing options, like you cannot day in, day out do it on top of your regular job. So keep it simple, passive investing, index, which I advocate for. So keep it to it. Discipline is the key. Sticking to that, no matter what others are doing, how much other assets are appreciating. You create a goal, stick with it. Determination and patience. Everything takes time. Not there is Nothing happens like over the time. So even the gentleman walking on the rope, to get from point A to point B, it takes some time. You need to be patient. You need to stick to that your practices, your focus. You know, so people will be applauding, hey, you're doing good. And if you're looking at them, you will fall, right? So you need to be very patient. You need to be patient with your strategy and stick to it for a longer run. So all in all, what am I suggesting? So this six key steps. Conquer the fear, no debt, simple investing strategy, uh, strategy, discipline, determination, and patience. So there are no shortcuts to investing, right? So you cannot, like, somebody is saying, oh, like, give me $1,000 and then like end of the year I'm going to give you $100,000. That's a red flag, right? So therefore there are no shortcuts to investing. Basically it needs a proper planning. So proper planning is where you come up with a strategy for where you want to invest, how long you're going to invest, and once you have that strategy, stick to it. Doesn't matter, like, what others are doing, what other assets are doing, because you have made enough research on it, and you know what to do. So basically, in order for you to achieve your goal, you need to stick to the plan and execute them so that you can reap the benefits. So that's the take. That's what I would suggest. So if you want to be successful, just follow these six simple steps, and I bet you would not repent yourself. Thanks a lot for watching my video, and if you like these videos like this, please subscribe to channel and hit the like button, and comment for anything that you want me to make a video. I will more than willing to make a video on them. Happy investing. See you next time.